The excavator bucket swings wide and kisses a brand new aluminum sign that reads community property, folding it like a cheap lawn chair. The metal screeches and buckles, and neighbors gasp from their driveways like they are watching a car accident in slow motion. A woman in a sash that literally says HOA President in glittery letters shrieks that I am stealing the commons. Behind her, my concrete truck idles like a patient rhinoceros. The foreman checks his watch, I give him a thumbs up. Wet slab waits for no committee meeting, and I have waited long enough.
Mein Name ist Nolan Grady.
I work in contract documentation, spending my days aligning commas and clauses, my nights with crosswords and quiet. 6 months ago, I bought Lot 19 in Sycamore Vale, a peaceful patch with 2 oak trees and dreams of a porch swing. Then came Charlene Wexler, HOA president and clipboard enthusiast, who treats bylaws like scripture and tape measures like swords. The morning after my city permits cleared, a bright sign sprouted on my lot, community property, future picnic green. Charlene declared the HOA had voted to turn my land into shared space. I showed her my deed, survey and plat, all proving private ownership. She squinted like reading ancient runes, then began nightly stake rearrangements, moving survey pins 6 inches at a time, zip-tying new signs, narrating her mission to preserve community harmony. I caught her on camera with a headlamp and a roll of zip ties, whispering legal nonsense to herself. The next day, 2 men in crooked civic services vests slapped a fake stopwork sticker on my excavator, claiming city authority. I called the real building department, they'd never heard of them. Turns out Charlene's nephew and his buddy had printed badges on cardstock. My lawyer filed for an injunction while the sheriff, inspector, and county surveyor came out. They peeled off the sticker, reviewed my documents, and confirmed everything. Lot 19 was mine. The surveyor tapped the plat and said, if she wants it as a park, she can buy it. The deputy noted tampering with survey markers in slow, deliberate handwriting, a promise. When the footage hit the courtroom, the truth wasn't just visible, it was cinematic. At the emergency hearing, the courtroom was packed with neighbors who had apparently been waiting for someone to finally stand up to Charlene. We played the security footage of Charlene zip-tying her sign to my rebar while narrating to herself about how this was the proper way to establish community intent and preserve neighborhood character. The footage was crystal clear, time-stamped, and completely damning. The judge stared over her glasses with the expression of someone who had seen everything in her 30-year career and was still somehow disappointed by human behavior. She said very slowly, enunciating every syllable, that the county recorder establishes intent through legal documents and recorded plats, not midnight craft projects with zip ties. The court ordered the HOA to issue a written retraction to all members stating that Lot 19 was private property and always had been, pay my delay costs, which totaled $8,400 plus attorney fees, and replace any disturbed survey markers under a licensed surveyor supervision at their expense. The deputy cited Charlene personally for filing a false city complaint and tampering with surveyor monuments, which under state law were protected markers. Both charges carried fines and potential jail time. The nephew's vests were confiscated as evidence, which is the bureaucratic version of a wedgie and would be Exhibit A if charges were filed. The board voted Charlene out 2 days later, 9-1, only her sister siding with her. She lost her clipboard privileges and was banned from compliance activities. The HOA paid $12,000 for a seminar called Boundaries, not just for fences. She pled her charges down to a fine and 40 hours of community service, repainting curb numbers under my surveyor's supervision. He brought extra pins and a smile that said justice was served. Charlene stood in court, her face turning the color of a fire engine, her hands shaking as she gripped the defendant's table. She said in a strangled, trembling voice that this was not fair, that she was only trying to protect the community. The judge closed her folder with a sharp snap, looked directly at Charlene, and replied in a tone that left no room for argument that FAIR was following the law and respecting recorded property boundaries, and that this court was now adjourned.